Imagine the day when little kids are really old and they say, back in my day we had Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. That was real music.
Now to get on a real topic, we're going to do a little battle of the bands thing tonight and discuss real bands. So we have no format for this yet, being our first battle of the bands videos. We're just going to kind of talk about our favorite bands, or our favorite two bands, and maybe you guys can decide which one you like better and give us suggestions how to make it more battle of the bands like.
Give us suggestions for bands you want us to debate about. Give us ideas of what other kind of battles we should do. But right now, we're going to Rochambeau to see who goes first in our argument.
I vote you go first. I second that. Did you hear that?
That second person needs to shut the fuck up. Okay, so this is the second person.
Capalitos.
So the band I chose is Killswitch Engage. Killswitch Engage got their start in... They got their start in 1999 in Westfield, Massachusetts. They're a metalcore band, and right now the lead singer is Jesse Leach. Before, there was a period when Jesse wasn't the singer. It was actually Howard Jones, who, in my opinion, was a horrible Killswitch Engage singer. Jesse Leach they're still active. They still put out new music. They were a kind of low, unknown metalcore band until about 2004, when they came out with The End of a Heartache, which went on number 21 on the Billboard 100. What else? I got to reference my wiki page.
That's a terrible reference. Catbug, this is supposed to be a fair fight. Now.
The End of a Heartache actually was elected for a Grammy Award in 2005 for the Best Metal Performance, and they were in a live DVD called Set This World Ablaze, which was released in 2005. They've been to different festivals like Soundwire, Whackin' Open Air, Reading Leeds, Ozfest, Download Festival, Rock on the Range, Rock AM, Mayhem Festival, Monsters of Rock, etc. And they've sold over 4 million records in the U.S., and they're actually referred to as one of the founders of metalcore, which was a great thing for them. And they're kind of like the new wave of American heavy metal.
Are you doing all your facts right now?
Basically, until we get to the debating part. So that's the history of Killswitch Engage. I'll let her get to the history of her band, and then we'll debate who's better.
I like your new tattoos, by the way.
Those were drawn by like how old is she?
She's in 5th grade.
She's in 5th grade, so a 5th grader drew tattoos all over me. And you can.
We call her Mini Lexi because she's obsessed with me because I'm Big Lexi.
Her name is Lexi, so.
Okay, well, we're here to discuss Panic at the Disco, which are an alternative emo band, is what my iTunes actually had them as for a while. So, in 2004, a bunch of high schoolers decided they wanted to form a band, which we have Brendan Urie, Spencer Smith, and Ryan Ross, and I forgot the bassist's name. I always forget the bassist's name. So they recorded while they were in high school, and then in 2004 they released I Write Sins Not Tragedies, which was on their album A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. Sorry, I totally brain blanked. Anyway, the A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, which got them known, actually went platinum, if I am not incorrect. So that got them bigger on, and then they decided to do more of a Beatlesville and the Zombies, and that was like 9 in the afternoon on the album Pretty Odd. That's where the first, what would that be called? Disagreements came about, and Ryan Ross and the bassist actually left because they liked the new sound and Panic liked the old sound. And their band is actually called The Young Vanes. So that is their band now, but we still have Panic at the Disco with Spencer and Brendan. So they released the song, I believe it's 2010, for Jennifer's Body called New Perspective. And in that time frame, they recruit Dallin for guitar, if I'm not mistaken. And then they released Vices and Virtues and Too Young to Die, Too Young to Live, Too Rare to Die. I always mess that up. Anyway, and then recently, as recently as April 2nd, or 3rd was it, our lovely Spencer Smith, after all his rehabs and struggling with drug abuse and whatnot, decided that he would no longer be in Panic at the Disco. And soon after that, I want to say about the 18th or the 20th, they released Hallelujah. I've personally gotten to see them, so I like the fact that in their concerts, they're not just playing a concert, but I would actually say they took it more as they were playing a show. Not like a music show, clearly, but like a theater show. There were things all tied together when they put in their old songs, and they always constantly go with a theme. I don't think I have much else to say, and I just want to comment that I looked at my phone once, and I knew all my facts about my favorite band.
I don't stalk them.
Brendan Urie's married. That's where we draw the line.
Alright, so this is the part where we debate who's better due to achievements, singing styles, basically anything we can pull out of our asses at this point. So
let's not cuss. Let's keep this channel clean. We have Catbug here.
Shut up, Catbug.
I'd just like to comment, this is a life-size Catbug, and it is amazing.
Catbug can go away. Alright, so here's the first reason Jesse Leach is one of the best vocalists in the world. He can do cleans, which in most heavy metal bands, there's either two singers, one who specializes in cleans and one who specializes in growls.
Brendan Urie can also do cleans.
Okay. Jesse can growl, Jesse can scream, Jesse...
I would like to comment, if you watch any of Brendan's vines, he does this thing called Positive Hardcore Thursdays, and I've seen it in concert. He can too scream. He can also sing gospel, which is really high up. And he also did a cover of, what is that song? Bohemian Rhapsody.
I thought this was my time.
No, we're debating, see? I think I just blew it out of the water.
Panic
at the Disco won!
Okay, so, alright, how about this? Panic, as true, it's changed its different kinds of style of
we're growing, as any artist would grow.
Yeah,
you can't ask the same artist to keep painting the same thing over and over again.
True. But, if you listen to different songs by Killswitch Engage...
They all sound the same?
No.
Rah, rah, rah!
Listen, there's a difference between the two songs that they released on a same album that sounded extremely different. There was My Last Serenade and My Curse. My Last Serenade has more growls than it does cleans, but they have a different style that not a lot of metalcore or heavy metal singers can match or adapt to as Jesse and Howard did. But it's just their range of different vocals that they can do to actually make the song better. True, Brendan Urie has a lot of different ranges for vocals, but I don't think he can go to the extent and length that Howard or Jesse could do with their screaming, with their vocals.
He doesn't like to put his screaming in his music because, as he said at the concert, it is just screaming, and he doesn't understand why people like it so much. He thinks, or what I interpret him to believe, is that his music is more of an extension of himself, and so he doesn't feel the need to put screams in it.
Well, all music is different. All artists represent their music differently.
Which is a great point about Panic at the Disco, because none of their albums are alike. We went from an extremely punky and crazy vibe to a Beatles vibe to a steampunk vibe to a Las Vegas vibe. I just think it's really crazy how much they change and explore different music ranges, and they don't want to do the same thing over again. Like, some bands you're like, I kind of heard this before, or this is just them. It's like, that's Panic at the Disco. Wow, they've changed. And I can personally say that I really do like that in my bands.
Well, the same thing happens with Killswitch Engage. True, when The End of a Heartache came out, they were more of a grungy kind of garage metal band. They were amateurs, basically. They didn't know what they were doing. They were just putting together to see the result. Fast forward, say, 10 or 11 years, they come out with Always. And that, even though it's a sadder song, it's a heavier song. And you can tell the difference between the sounds of both of those albums. before Jesse was kicked and Howard was put in, Howard had more of a high-pitched screaming voice, which made Killswitch Engage more of a mainstream band. It made it more sound familiar because Howard never wanted to extend his range. He thought he was okay with just the screaming that he was doing. Jesse actually wanted to change it up, and after Jesse was accepted back into the band, you can hear the change and difference that Killswitch made. So, like you said, all artists change, but with Killswitch you can really hear how they came from that grungy type to that actually metalcore.
I feel like you can do that with Panic also. You can always hear a band grow because the singer becomes more confident and the band becomes more united as a front because they've been bonding so much together with the tours they've been on and the studio hours they put in, and they know what it's like to write songs together at that point, assuming they write their own songs. But I don't know, I just like the crazy bipolarness of the albums. You don't know what's coming out on the next album. If I would say I can kind of tell the way Panic at the Disco is going just because they've been on a steady slope to more mainstream stuff, and I'm not saying that's bad. They might want to go for a more mainstream feel because that's what they feel like. I'm just saying that from A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, it's very teenage-like and angsty and still fun and dancey, and then you just go to like Beatles music. It's crazy, and there's something for everybody in Panic at the Disco.
Okay, so that's true, but has Panic ever lived up to bands that were literally gods in the past?
I wouldn't say that Killswitch Engage has.
Yeah, they have.
Really?
They've lived up to bands like Metallica and Slayer.
I think by singing Bohemian Rhapsody, they were able to stand up to some pretty good music gods.
Well, I'm talking about metal gods.
I think if you only stay in the genre that you're in, you can stand up to anybody, but seeing as they're reaching out into different genres, such as Queen, that's a damn god. And he's reaching from this emo, post-hardcore, I think it's called synchropop, to Queen. I feel like that's when you start to live up to your potential.
I can see that, and then I can understand that, and I agree with that. It's just Killswitch Engage has lived up to a higher level than Panic ever has.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go into this one.
Alright, so Killswitch has been together longer than Panic has.
It's because they're old. Now, I can fight that just means they are getting past their days.
Really? When they are still one of the top metalcore bands in the world?
Alrighty. Well, why don't we talk about their awards?
Alright.
And we'll probably finish this video up in about 2 minutes.
Let me find their awards. You find their awards?
Sorry for the interruption.
That is Anissa, Lex's little sister. There she is. Alright, so... Alright. I have all their awards.
Go.
I'm waiting for it to load. You can go with your awards first, though.
Well, they've won 3 awards. They've been nominated for countless others, but the ones they have actually, to the day, won is the Video of the Year for I Write Sins Not Tragedies. Please move that away from the camera. I'm sure not everybody wants to hear you eat. Yeah, you.
Jeez, you're a fucking bitch.
They won I Write Sins Not Tragedies in 2006 for the Video of the Year. They won the Ed Style Award. And they won one more, but I can't find it. Oh, and won Best Video internationally for I Write Sins Not Tragedies.
It is not showing me awards, only some of the awards they've gotten, not all of them. So...
You're going on 10 seconds.
Okay, so they've been certified gold by the RIAA, which is, I think, a producing company. And in the metal genre, it's really hard to get up to that gold standard, as far as I can see. Being on top of the Billboard 200, being able to get up high in spots. I know that they've been nominated many, many, many times and won many times for best metalcore or metal band.
How many times have they been on the like top 20 for iTunes?
That I do not know.
Oh, probably none, because Panic at the Disco has been up there, I think, for a couple of their songs. I know for sure, I believe it was Hallelujah up there most recently, and there was one other that was recent. Oh, Miss Jackson. So we're going to end this video. I guess you can clearly see who won in this little debate.
And watch all the metal fans bag on her a lot.
It's okay. You guys are just jealous that you had a really shitty spokesperson. I do like Killswitch Engage. Don't take it personally. It was just good fun and seeing how much we knew about our favorite bands. So leave us some suggestions. What did you guys think? Want to say bye?
Bye.